I'm Julia, or at Teen Thrifts on Instagram, and today I wanted to show you guys a little background on me and how I started my business at 14 years old. So today I'm 17, so my business is 3 years old, and I'm currently on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and sometimes I list on Tradesy. So, little background, I started this going into my freshman year. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, always. So I was always thinking on the next idea, what I could do, how I can make money. And I do little things like lemonade stands and things like that until I came across Rally Roots on YouTube. I love Rally Roots. And I realized that people are actually making money on going to thrift stores and reselling things. So I took a $25 Visa gift card I had just gotten for my birthday, and I went to a Goodwill bookstore, and I bought a bunch of board games and some books from that Goodwill bookstore. I'd say I bought 5 items with that $25 gift card, and none of them sold. I went on eBay. I'll give you guys a little background on how I started on eBay. So because a lot of people ask how you're able to do that at under 18 years old. So I opened an eBay store under my mom's name, and I created a brand new PayPal under my mom's name, and I put both of them together. And at first I did not get an eBay store subscription and I would list up to my monthly amount. So basically, when you open an eBay store for free, you have to pay per listing. It's usually 25 cents or something like that. I'm not completely sure, I don't remember. And until I started realizing that I was not making as much money because I was not listing as much, I started paying per listing. I started paying 25 cents per listing. And as soon as those 25 cents per listing, at the end of the month, if that amount of money that I was spending on listings was more than the subscription cost for an eBay store, that's when I got my first basic eBay subscription store. But anyway, back to going to the Goodwill bookstore. I went to the bookstore, got 5 items, none of them sold. And I was like, what is happening? And at that same time, my mom went through her closet and just did a big purge. And I was like, Mom, I want to try to sell these items. So I went, and it was about, I'd say 50 clothing items. I'm not sure, maybe a little less. And I posted all of them. I did not post them like for a lot of money. I honestly looked at eBay solds. I can do another video about how to go through eBay solds. But I basically just looked at what each item was selling for. And it was basic brands. It was like Tommy Hilfiger, Hollister. It was just mall brands. And I posted those, and I actually was selling, and I was shocked. And my, the 5 books and board games that I had bought at the Goodwill bookstore had still not sold. And I was like, I want to look into clothes. So I went to a local thrift store, not a bookstore, and they had a fill-a-bag sale. $11 for as much as you can fill into that bag as possible. And I went, and I think I probably spent an hour at that thrift store because I didn't know much about brands or anything at that store. So every time I'd find an interesting tag or something like that, I'd look it up on eBay, and I'd look at what that item is selling for. So that's how I started, and with fill-a-bags, and I started weekly going to that same thrift store with that fill-a-bag sale. Sometimes I go to other thrift stores, but that's just my honey hole, and I listed around 20 items per week. I began to do a lot of research on Instagram and follow a bunch of resellers on Instagram, and I realized that a lot of people were posting on Poshmark. So I went, and I think I posted around 25 items on Poshmark, and I just let them sit for a day, and I was like, wow, they didn't sell. Of course, me, naive, didn't understand how Poshmark worked at all. So I was like, these aren't selling like they are on eBay. I give up on Poshmark, and I uninstalled the app without deleting any of my listings. And I would say about a month and a half later, I get an email saying, your item just sold on Poshmark. And I go, what? Thank God it was an item that hadn't also sold on eBay, because I had just forgotten about Poshmark. I was like, this platform doesn't work for me. Doesn't work for my items, doesn't work for me. Until I realized that I had sold an item on Poshmark. At that moment, I cross-listed everything I had on eBay, probably around 150 items, cross-posted them onto Poshmark. I created a system for myself where if something on Poshmark sold, I delete it off eBay immediately, and vice versa. I created a spreadsheet for myself as well. And I started to share my Poshmark closet once a day, and I started selling on Poshmark. eBay, I make my most money, like the most amount of money I make on eBay. But Poshmark was a great supplemental income for me as well. Until I was like, okay, I'm ready for one more platform, and I decided to try Macari. I posted 100 items on Macari in like an hour, because it's so easy to cross-list once you already can copy and paste a description, screenshot photos, and just put them into a new platform. It's so simple, so easy. So I did that, and Macari basically has this rule where if you're a brand new seller, you can only post 100 items at a time. So you can only post 100 items until something sells. So I post 100 items. Within, I'd say, a day or two, I sold an item. I was able to post another 100. And basically, I just kept selling on Macari as well. And yeah, now it's been 3 years. I don't know if any of that made sense. I feel like I kind of rambled a little bit, but it is what it is. And there are months where I put in a lot more work and I make a lot more money. And there are months where it's finals week and I do not want to touch eBay and I do not want to touch Poshmark. I don't share my closet, I don't list, and I don't make as much money. That's one thing that I really do enjoy about the business that I have, because I definitely do believe, I love the fact that if I want to make more money, I'm able to by putting in more work. And that's my favorite thing about my business. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if any of that made sense. I feel like I rambled a lot, but hopefully you guys understood what I'm talking about. Make sure to give this video a big like so I can understand that you guys liked this video. Please feel free to subscribe, because I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up soon. When April is over, I want to show you guys how much money I made in April, and I also want to film a how much I spent in April video. Thank you guys so much. Follow me on Instagram @TeenThrifts, and I'll see you guys next time.